Okay, let me ask you something. What if a story existed that just completely blurred the lines, between real exploration, ancient myth, and maybe just what we think is possible?
Yeah, like something so strange, so out there, it sounds like, I don't know, old Pulp Fiction.
Exactly. But instead, it somehow lands on the front page of a regular newspaper back in the 1930s.
Well, that's pretty much what we're diving into today. It's this truly bizarre account.
Right.
Our main source is the Modesto News-Herald, dated January 3rd, 1931. And we've also got some fascinating, though undated, writings from an English architect involved.
And the mission.
The mission is basically to unpack this really curious case. An explorer claims he met well, a 1,000-year-old Mayan priest inside a cave.
Okay, hold on. 1,000-year-old priest. Let's back up. Who was this explorer?
Right, the central figure here is Robert B. Stacy Judd. He was an English architect.
Okay.
And maybe you've even seen his work or pictures of it. He designed hotels, theaters, stuff like that, but with this really strong Mayan and Aztec vibe.
Oh, like the Aztec Hotel in Monrovia, California. I think I know the one.
That's the one, iconic building. But see, beyond just designing buildings that look Mayan, his real passion was actually exploring, writing about the lost Mayan civilization itself.
Ah, okay. So he was deeply invested.
Deeply, which, it makes you think, does that make him more likely to have such a strange encounter? Or maybe just more likely to interpret something strange through that Mayan lens?
That's a good question. Predisposed, maybe.
Could be. Now, the setting for this weird encounter is the Loltún Cave.
Loltún Cave.
Yeah, it's this incredibly ancient Mayan site. We're talking late preclassical era. It's down in Yucatan, Mexico, about 5 kilometers south of a place called Cave.
And is it just a small cave or?
Oh, no, no, it's big.
Yeah.
Sprawling, really. 2 kilometers of twisting tunnels and caverns.
2 kilometers.
Like, what's really mind-blowing is the archaeology suggests people, Mayans, were living there using that cave maybe as far back as 10,000 years ago.
10,000 years. That's hard to even grasp. The sheer depth of time.
It really is. Think about the history soaked into those rocks.
And the name, Loltún. You said it had a meaning.
It does. Loltún apparently means flower stone in Mayan.
Flower stone.
And descriptions call it a convoluted flower stone of a maze.
Okay, that sounds beautiful, but also terrifying. Like the last place on Earth you'd want to lose your way.
Exactly. Which brings us neatly to the core mystery, doesn't it?
Right. What did Stacy Judd actually experience down there?
Was it, some kind of mystical event? A genuine, undiscovered phenomenon?
Or maybe just something else. A hallucination, perhaps. Brought on by fear, getting lost.
Because that's the kicker, isn't it?
Yeah.
He wrote this incredibly detailed account, but absolutely nobody since has reported seeing anything like what he described.
It just vanished back into the cave, seemingly.
Pretty much. So, okay, here's how the story goes, according to Stacy Judd. This was his 5th trip into Loltún Cave.
5th, so you knew it reasonably well, you'd think.
You'd think. He wasn't alone. He had 3 local Mayan guides with him. Anton, Tavis, and another guy, just called the cattle driver.
Okay.
And the cave itself, he describes it vividly. Stalagmites, stalactites, opening into this huge central cavern with all these dark passages branching off.
Classic cave stuff, but probably awe-inspiring.
Definitely. And near the entrance, where sunlight could still get in, there was vegetation. That's where he left most of his gear. Smart move.
Makes sense. Keep a base camp.
And as they went deeper, Stacy Judd, being meticulous, set up this system. He placed the first guide near where the sunlight ended.
Right.
Then the second guide further in, but still within shouting distance of the first, like a relay.
A voice relay. Clever.
Yeah, to pass messages back and forth.
Yeah.
Stacy Judd then went even deeper with the third guide, heading towards another massive cavern. It was a planned system to stay connected.
A lifeline, basically. But you get the feeling it's about to go wrong.
Oh, it does. Almost immediately.
Yeah.
They had this terrifying moment. A huge chunk of rock just suddenly fell from the ceiling right near them.
Whoa. Lucky escape.
Very lucky. But the noise, the sheer crash of it, was apparently deafening. So loud that the sixth guide, the one back near the light, panicked and ran towards them.
Oh no! So he abandoned his post.
Exactly. And in doing that, he broke the voice link. Their connection to the entrance path was gone. Just like that.
Suddenly they're isolated, properly lost.
Properly lost. And when they eventually found the second guide, he was just as spooked. The whole relay system had collapsed in fear.
Okay. Panic setting in. Resources dwindling.
Right. So they put out their backup rush torches to save fuel, relying only on Stacy Judd's main electric torch.
Just one light source now.
Just one. He tried retracing their steps, setting up the guides again at intervals for a voice link, but the cave. It's just too vast, too confusing.
The labyrinth effect.
Totally. They were deep inside now, far from anything familiar.
And this is where it gets really weird, isn't it?
This is it. Picture Stacy Judd, probably desperate, squeezing through this narrow gap into yet another cave, maybe 50 feet high inside. And then he sees it, a tiny point of light, moving up from behind a big pile of rocks. And then, unmistakably, a person.
In the absolute middle of nowhere, deep underground.
Exactly. As the figure gets closer, Stacy Judd sees it's a very, very old man. He's wearing a white robe sort of wrapped like a tunic.
Oh.
Got wisps of gray hair showing under a skull cap made from a gourd.
A gourd skull cap. The level of detail is amazing.
Isn't it? He noted the man was thin, skin looked loose, but he also seemed strangely quite strong, healthy, alert.
Despite living where exactly?
Deep in the cave, apparently. And he was carrying an oil lamp, also fashioned from a gourd. A double gourd, Stacy Judd specified.
A double gourd lamp, so specific.
Stacy Judd himself wrote it was the weirdest experience of his life. And that detail is what makes this story so compelling and frustrating.
How so?
Well, does that incredible detail mean it really happened? Or is it the kind of vivid detail your mind might create under extreme, unimaginable stress? Like being lost in total darkness?
Yeah, that's the crux of it, isn't it? And what are the guides? What do they make of this?
They were terrified, started whispering to each other in Mayan, all agitated. Stacy Judd said it was like they'd seen a ghost, or maybe some kind of folk legend come to life.
Because nobody lived out there, right?
Absolutely not. The nearest settlement, Hinatabi, was miles away. Even officials, let alone the guides, knew of no one living anywhere near that cave, let alone in it.
So back to the plausibility question. How could anyone survive down there? No light, limited food. For 1,000 years, it sounds impossible.
It does stretch credulity to the breaking point, doesn't it? But according to Stacy Judd's account, translated by his guides, the old man started talking. He claimed he was an ancient Maya help.
Help, meaning?
A supreme priest, basically.
Yeah.
A spiritual leader in the old Mayan ways. And yes, he genuinely seemed to believe he was 1,000 years old.
1,000. He actually said that.
Said he was a guardian, protecting ancient Mayan treasures, sacred relics, hidden deep within the cave system.
A guardian in the dark.
And he claimed that after centuries without light, he'd lost his sight. Said he was almost totally blind.
Blind.
Yeah, apparently he even reached out and felt Stacy Judd's face with his hands, trying to, see his features.
Incredible. And how did he survive? What did he eat?
He claimed he lived on wild nuts, berries, herbs, fruit, stuff he foraged from the forest near the cave entrance, presumably, and then retreated back into the deepest parts.
Foraging and then living in darkness. It's a lot to take in.
It really is.
Yeah.
But then comes the part that, for me, is maybe the most mind-bending piece of the whole puzzle.
Go on.
They've been lost for 5 hours, right? Totally disoriented.
Yeah, completely stuck.
This ancient blind hermit, he guided them out, led them straight back to the cave entrance.
The blind man led them out of the maze. How?
Stacy Judd doesn't explain how, just that he did. Led them back to safety. Stacy Judd was so grateful and probably stunned, he managed to snap a picture of the old man.
He got a photo. Does it exist?
That's part of the enduring mystery. The photo, like the man, seems to have vanished from the public record, if it ever truly existed or was published widely. He also offered the old man silver coins as thanks.
Wow. A photo and silver coins for the 1,000-year-old hermit. It just sounds like an Indiana Jones plot.
Doesn't it? It's pure adventure serial stuff. And when the story hit the Modesto News Herald, it caused quite a stir. A real sensation back then.
I bet. But the hermit.
Never seen again. Not by Stacy Judd. Not by anyone else who went looking, spurred on by the story. He just wasn't there anymore.
So the tale just lives on as this piece of weird history.
Exactly. Filed away in the annals of the strange and unexplained, an enduring mystery of the Loltún cave.
Okay, so let's just recap the sheer strangeness here. We've got Robert B. Stacy Judd, architect, Mayan enthusiast.
Right. Deeply knowledgeable, perhaps even romantically so, about Mayan culture.
He goes into this vast, ancient cave system, Loltún Cave, with guides.
Gets terrifyingly lost after a rockfall breaks their communication chain. Utter darkness, disorientation.
Then encounters an impossibly old man, claims to be a 1,000-year-old Mayan priest, a blind guardian of treasures.
Surviving on foraged food, living in pitch blackness for centuries, according to his own account.
And this blind hermit then expertly guides the lost party back to the entrance over several hours.
Stacy Judd takes a picture, gives him coins. The hermit is never seen again. The end.
It's just wild. So what does a story like this even tell us? Why does it stick around?
That's the big question, isn't it? What is it about these accounts blending meticulous, believable detail, like the gourd lamp,
Hmm.
with something utterly inexplicable, like a 1,000-year lifespan that grabs hold of our imagination and doesn't let go, even decades later?
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does. You have to wonder, what does this story, whether you believe it as fact or dismiss it as legend or hallucination, suggest about the world, about the past?
Are there just pockets of deep mystery still hidden away? Things beyond our normal understanding?
Or does it tell us more about the human mind under pressure? Our need for meaning, for narrative, even for magic, perhaps. It really pushes at the limits of what we think is possible, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. What might still be hidden, not just in caves, but in the gaps in our own knowledge?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder,